Hello. I'm lying here in a pretty dark room with some frequency music, and I really wanted to record for Patreon in the second key in the Oraculous Lineage series, but I just don't think I have the aligned receiving frequency for that in the moment, because I really wanted to use the microphone, and that requires me to sit up, and I just don't want to sit up right now. But I did feel like I'm hearing multiple things. It was like chatter, the word brewing, fluttering. And as I was just saying that I heard multiple things, my computer screen just went black all of a sudden. Like, it's been on for so long. Not like so long, but for a while. And yeah, there's a lot of repeating, like, words, phrases, numbers, etc. that have been, like, circulating the last day or so. And I'm feeling my heart, like, almost like tightening. Okay, this is, like, super graphic, but I just got an image of, like, someone ripping someone's heart out of their chest. I'm not laughing at you. That's not funny. And now my right ear is, like, it's doing something. I don't really have the word. And then I felt something in the holer. I meant to say the solar heart pathway. Interesting. Holer. A hole in one. A hole punch. Something about a hole. And I'm just, like, releasing these tiny little burps out of my throat. I don't think you can hear them because they're very, like, very small. I did just do my first live. Ugh. It's like I don't even want to tell anyone to watch it because it was it was tough, but I did it. Anyway, the reason why I'm bringing it up is because those tiny little releases reminded me of the title, Micro and Macro. And then in brackets, it was like beyond and between, something like that. Transmission. I just saw the number 43, which is, you may have heard me say before, like the Hierogamic template number or divine union number for me. And okay, so some of the repeating the word chase, bird calls have been really significant. Like, I heard multiple different bird calls today from, like, in my sister's kitchen. And when we were walking, like, I've been seeing a lot of birds recently, but today I specifically was hearing, like, bird calls. So that felt really significant. And they were different, a few different ones, like all today. The number 26, or like mirroring 2662, sixes and twos. The number 20. 520 was not repeating, but that number did come through. Okay. Frozen. The movie Frozen. My nephew's been obsessed with that movie, and it's been coming through in, like, other ways as well. So, the movie Mulan, Sister Act 2, and Pegasus, Pegasi. Did you say Pegasi? I don't think so. I don't know. Pegasus has been coming through, crows and ravens, music notes, the rune Raidho. So those are some things that have been sort of repeating. Dragons. Okay, dragons. Dragons have been coming through the last 24 hours. I'm just saying 24. It's been within the last day or so. And after I kept seeing references to dragons, I asked for before I talk about it. Oh, excuse me. I asked for a really strong confirmation, because I don't know why I have not a resistance to talking about dragons. I actually have talked about dragons a lot. I am the year of the dragon, and not just that, I have had really visceral experiences with the dragon realm, sleeping, meditating, awake, etc. Anyway, so today I was like, all right, show me something if you really want me to bring this through. And not long after, within, I don't know, maybe 2 hours or something, I took my niece and my nephew to their local community center. They're very obsessed with the community center right now. So after school, I'll take them there, or, whatever. And we walk in to the community center. And there's a TV right when you walk in, and there's a few chairs so some of the kids can watch the TV or whatever. And there was a movie on, and I didn't recognize it at first. It was the middle of the movie, and I was like, I think this is Mulan. And my nephew was like, what is Mulan? I love the way he speaks. He's he almost speaks like me and my sister and my brother-in-law say Christopher Walken, a little version of him. I don't know. He's so funny. He definitely didn't say Mulan. He was Mua. Oh no, he puts this whole thing on it. Anyway, and I was like, wait a second, maybe it's not Mulan. And then a minute passes, and it was Raya, something, the Last Dragon. I forget the full name of the movie. And I was like, okay, here we go. And I've been to this community center multiple times, and many times in the past few weeks. And that movie, it never played before. They have a few repeating things, but not that. Then, even though for some reason I thought it was Mulan, the movie eventually ends, and the movie that comes on next is Mulan. And they never played that before. And the Mulan version that came on wasn't animated. It was like humans playing. I don't know if it was which movie it was. If it was what did my sister call it? I can't remember the name. A live action, or if it was actually a movie recorded. I don't know. And it was no one was listening. I just literally in my head was Mulan, and it was no. And then Mulan came on. I don't know. So, excuse me. Whew. Yeah, there's something really, the phrase that just popped in my head was responsive feedback. Interesting. The dragons. I don't know why I'm seeing the scene from How I Met Your Mother when Ted's mom gets married, and his, I guess, new stepdad writes a song for his mom, and he blacks out, and it's and the dragons. I don't know why I'm seeing that. I'm almost hearing a poem in my head, but it's not. It feels when a movie is opening up. I don't know, I'm getting a lot of movie and TV. And there's a narration of a movie. It's I started to hearing almost I'm seeing The Land Before Time, and it's a long time in the whisper of the trees when the dragons roam the earth. It feels this or almost in Star Wars when it's the is Star Trek or Star Wars where you see the words in space, and it's this big narration. I don't know why I was hearing that when I was tapping into the dragon energy. Well, not tapping in, it's really already here, but I was trying to focus in, and the more I focused in, it was almost like my view started to expanding. And again, I was hearing like narration. So ironically, I'm sitting up now. I was like lying down, and now I just felt that need to sit up. My spine like needed to feel straight for a moment. I just paused, and 1881 mirroring numbers came through. And I gave myself recently, because I was just feeling really low energy, honestly. I feel like I exerted a lot of energy today with my niece and my nephew and just house stuff. And then, anyway, now I'm yawning. I was going to record, and then I was like, you know what, no. I'm taking the pressure off, and I love recording, but I just need some time. But then, I don't know, this happens often when I give myself free permission to just be, and then all of a sudden, like, my energy will just focus in, and then I'm ready to record. So, and like I said, initially I wanted to record something else, but this felt more like precedence. So there's something about that too, like honoring this within your own rhythms. And 1881, mirroring numbers, 1s and 8s. Open up the gate. I don't know, I just heard that. Open up the gate. Now I'm seeing Missy Elliott flip it and reverse it. I don't know. Something's like, I'm feeling that heart pull again. The song from Evanescence popped in my head today, Bring Me to Life. If anyone remembers that song, I don't know why I was feeling that so strongly. Especially like the video. I forgot about the video. Okay, so interestingly, I'm being shown like dragon eggs. Is Yoshi from Mario a dragon? Does anyone remember? I don't know. I'm being shown Yoshi. I don't know what. Is he a turtle, a dragon? I really don't know, but for some reason Yoshi's coming through. Yeah, there's something about like animation, claymation. Okay, this is going to be very specific and probably only for like, you know, a small percentage. But if you have been feeling like you have an idea around like animation, claymation, a video game, I just heard HD. I don't know what that has to do with anything. I don't know. HD, high definition, or like virtual reality. There's something around like building that, or an idea. This is like a green light. Like if you really like feel that, to take that next step. My voice, I just feel like my voice got so much deeper when I said that. Yeah, I just heard like into the wellspring. There's that heart energy again. This is really pulling on the heart. I feel like I'm almost like skirting around something. Like I want to keep talking about something, and then I feel like I'm like skirting around it, and I'm not sure why, but that's what's happening. So there's I'm getting words like ancient, primordial. I just heard redacted. Redacted. Why would something be redacted? I'm being shown like contracts and labels, contracts. Okay, so if you're someone who is like, I have such a hard time with labels myself, but we need words to describe things, at least at this point in our evolution. Although some of us are communicating in other ways too, but words still help to validate and round out communication. So I use Hierogamic template, that phrase really sits well with me, but some sort of like the Hierogamos, like inner union with
Have you been feeling sad most of the time? Interest in things you once cared about? You may be experiencing these
an ad just came on and I can't find it. I have too many. Hold on.
Major depressive disorder and a potential treatment option at managing
Oh, well, if someone's going through depression, that was like I don't usually get that. I don't think I've ever seen that ad before. Sending you love. Okay, so my other frequency music, I don't even know what I had on, ended. And a new one just started. And it says, receive limitless gifts of the universe. Let go and trust the universe. And I just liked it. And I was the 666, like, I think I was talking about sixes. I'm not sure, but repeating sixes. Okay. Also, it's a 432 hertz mix. Okay, for some reason when I see repeating sixes, I'm being tapped into the unconditional love template. And something that I was feeling earlier, and I wrote it down, but I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about it now, but it's coming up. So let me just tune in a little bit more deeply and see how this wants to express itself. I keep hearing a song in my head. Say it, don't spray it. Does anyone remember that song? It's like, say it, don't spray it. I don't remember. I think it's like an 80s song. I'm not sure, but I was just hearing that. This could be a confirmation for someone. For some reason, when that song, I was like, when someone's speaking and they like spit in your face. I know it's kind of gross, but I don't know. I was seeing that, so you could have just been talking about that. That could have happened to someone. You could know someone who does that, or maybe you do that. I don't know. There's something about that coming through. Okay. You may be getting phantom touches. I just got one on the inside of my right wrist. So there may be this perhaps inner turmoil or inner conflict. Now, for some of you, you may be going through this presently. Some of you, you may have just like elevated or transmuted, alchemized this stage. And then for others of you, you may be stepping into this stage. Obviously, only you will know. Of course, things are non-linear, so maybe you like elevate out and then dip a little bit or something of that nature. And now I was prefacing so much. Let me get to what I'm speaking about. The phrase inner union has been coming through, and someone on YouTube that I haven't listened to in a while popped up on my feed. And I had written down the word chase because I kept hearing that word, and I was like, there's something significant about this. And then she popped up with a reading. What is her YouTube name? I think it's Divine Empress 333. She's a tarot reader. And she kept saying the word chase. Like that was like the theme of the reading. And I was like, I need to listen to this because I kept seeing that word chase. And I even wrote it down, like I said. So what I'm sort of, even though I wanted to like give her a shout out because like of what I just explained, but her message was essentially, I mean, there was a lot of information that she brought through, but essentially like someone is graduating out of maybe like chasing tendencies, not to have any shame about that experience, but she read something really beautiful. I don't know where she read it from. It wasn't something she wrote. It was like from a book or something. that when you feel an urge to like chase or step out of your own alignment, to like basically reaffirm your inner self, your inner child, however it comes through for you, and like breathe and give yourself the love and validation that you feel like you may be like externally trying to get in that moment. And she was basically saying like there may be this next step in your romantic life someone may be coming back in, however it would like resonate for you. And that just because, you know, if they're slow to respond or something, it's like weighing out any past patterns or any things maybe you used to tolerate in the past that you don't want to experience anymore. It's like elevating out of any past cycles, and not rushing into anything, so you can like take your time to make sure that this is right for you. But just because someone may be like, let's say, slow to respond or something, doesn't mean like, can you still hold your own alignment and not jump into previous experiences or patterns? And I thought that was really interesting because right before that, I had written down, what did I write down? Holding love for someone, accepting signs and synchronicities, etc., yet choosing inner union, peace, and trusting the rest, not focused on the outcome. So I had written that down with the word chase, and then that reading popped up. So I had already been planning to speak about this, but and the phrase main character has been coming through really heavily. And I just was reminded Mother Mary and the number 9696. Whew. When I said Mother Mary, my left hip just literally felt, I call it a pinch pulse. I felt like I was being pinched, but it was like pulsing. Hecate and Kali Ma have also been coming through very strongly. It's funny, when I said Mother Mary, like I said, I felt that pinch pulse at my hip, and I just felt something in the inner thigh. And then when I said Kali Ma or Hecate, my breath like got short, as if like I couldn't breathe for a moment. So a lot of somatic responses. And what I had written down, and the word threshold has also been coming through like crazy. Yeah, so when you're finding this, it feels like you just crossed a threshold and elevated out of some sort of cycle. Now, again, that doesn't mean we're forever numb or immune to things. It's just this magnetic attraction point has elevated, and we get this opportunity, right, to like sit in that and attract what it is that, or whatever it is that we're calling in, and how are we going to handle that. And sometimes it's nice to have the reminder, even if we already know some of these things. But if you're not quite at that point yet, or even if you are, it really doesn't matter. But what I really was feeling so strongly was like, okay, just speaking from my own experiences, I remember I had this, like, this was maybe like a year ago. I had like something I wanted to say to someone so strongly, but like I couldn't say it to them. It just didn't feel like the right time. But I felt it, and I kept seeing 666 like in the short span. I remember it like, I don't know, let's say like 10 minutes, I saw it like 3 or 5 times. Like it was like 666 like over and over, and I was like, okay. So I sat with myself for a moment, and I was like, what is happening? And I just needed to start writing. So I got my notes on my phone and just started writing to this person. Like I didn't send it to them. I just wrote what I needed. I was just really honest and just said what I needed to say. And then like right after that, they texted me. Things like that. I love when that happens, because it's just, and I'm not saying do that and it's going to work. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but I wasn't doing it for that purpose. It's just, that's how it came in. So why I'm sharing this is because it feels like, well, let me step back for a second. So I think this is also coming through because I kind of got to this point where what I'm feeling also energetically, I'm sharing a lot of like personal experience. I'm not sure why. That's just what I'm being guided to do. So I'm trusting that. But there's something about being able, I know like our mind wants to know, you know, like what's going to happen? Who is this person? Or what's going to happen next? Or when's this going to happen? And that's totally natural and part of our experience. But there's something about like being radically honest with yourself, you know, whether it's about feelings for someone else, feelings about yourself, whatever it is, but really not sitting, but like allowing that to just be what it is. It's something about like holding polarity. Like multiple things can be true. You can really love someone and feel really deep bond with them, but also like not want to tolerate some of their behaviors that are bringing you down. So when you accept multiple things within yourself and just let that be what it is, it's like the alchemy starts to take place and things start to unravel in ways that we may not have even been able to see in that previous space we were in, you know? So I'm not here to sit here and say like, oh, this, whatever. It's not really what am I trying to say? I'm being shown it's not necessarily about what's going to happen next. It's like, and this is only for those people who really feel like they are on this like inner union, you know, spirit and matter, the Holy Spirit of triad. I don't love the phrase Holy Spirit. That's not usually what comes through for me, but I did hear that. But it's like polarity integration, masculine and feminine integrated, birthing that next octave of consciousness. You know, like what happens when we hold space for that within ourselves without needing to fill it right away or without needing to know immediately. Even if we have the bigger vision, even if we know in our heart like something, it's like, how can we just allow for these like opposing things to just be what they are, you know? I remember I did like a personal one-on-one with someone not that long ago, and I could feel this frustration in her energy. And I know because I've been there, you know. So I felt like I've been wanting to do a collective about that, and I don't know, it just didn't feel like the right time, but right now it felt like the right time, and I really wanted it to be more like post, and when I'm in like, I don't know, I thought I had this like expectations of how I wanted to show up when I delivered this, but I felt it so strongly as I was lying here, and I just decided to show up exactly in the moment that I felt it. So I want to read this again because 666, receive limitless gifts of the universe, let go and trust the universe, right? And that word trust, obviously, but excuse me. Oh, wow. I just felt such a big release when I did that. The number 13 has been coming through extremely strongly as well. And I was just guided to look something up, and 13 came through. Remember I was saying I was feeling like a dragon egg? So I heard to type in Dragon's Ascension Glossary, and the first thing that came up was 13 dragon beings, which I've never seen this link before. And it says, there are 13 dragon beings that are enveloped in the earth crust that have been here for eons of time as guardians of the ley lines, ready to awaken and protect the Christ child once the golden dragon egg cracks open. They remain asleep in the earth until the planetary collective consciousness reaches the level of higher dimensional consciousness and self-awareness, where the tipping point of global awakening occurs. It appears that with the rise of Arthur, his awakening in the Albion initiates further global awakening within these stasis beings. So this is really synchronistic because in the Oraculous lineage series that I'm creating, I just am in the midst of the second key, which is like the Norse lineage, and Isa, the ice rune, talks a lot about stasis, and that was like a very dominant energy that was coming through. And then the third key, I was just releasing like a little snippet of my next lineage, which will be literally Albion and the Albion light body. So I feel like this is very all weaving together really beautifully, and there's something really significant about every time I try to speak a little bit more, my like the sex organs are like illuminated right now. Whew. Okay, so this 432 hertz subliminal mix, usually they don't change this quickly, but I feel like when I record, for some reason they change so much more. Yeah, so something must be like speeding up. And now this one is relax and receive money subliminal, activating the receiving mode, 532 likes. And I was talking about 432 hertz. So yeah, 100 could be significant. And now on the bottom it says 111111. Whew. I think that's a beautiful place to end. I feel like I could keep going. Actually, oh, okay. I did have a vision the other night. For some reason, I kept seeing like pots, like cooking pots. So it definitely feels like there's stuff is cooking. And I just heard the phrase recently. I never heard it before. I'm cooked. I don't know. I never heard that phrase. Here's another ad. Somebody adds, what is happening? Okay, now another one just came on. Like, what is this? It's like jumping around way quickly. And now, yeah, this like seriously never happens. Now there's right under this, the next one is 1313 and then 333 and then another 1313. So lots of number alerts. I didn't mean to say alert. I just felt that heart pain I was speaking about move to like the left side of the chest, and I keep hearing the phrase anti-gravitic propulsion system, anti-gravitic propulsion system. Maybe someone here has been like tapping into, I just saw like Werner von Braun. I'm being shown like a Merkaba, the vehicle of light, Merkaba. Axis rotation. There's something about my mouth just got like really dry all of a sudden. Like I'm hydrated, I'm drinking a lot of water, and like right when I'm going deeper into this energy, like my mouth is super dry. And it was so like visceral, I could feel the dryness like setting in. So I did speak recently, I can't remember which transmission to be honest, but I was speaking about dryness and tending to any dryness in any way, however that's coming through for you, if at all. And something about like warmth, golden warmth coming in. So that could just be like a connection or crossover from another transmission that was posted recently. Yeah, so if anyone, excuse me, I think I'm going to close it out because I feel like it's time, but Okay, a few more things. If anyone, like, because there were so many, like, energetic strands I could feel coming in, if anyone, like, wants to go deeper with a specific aspect, feel free to, like, share that, or just share in general. I'd love to hear from you if you want to, because I feel like there is so much more, but I really am ready to close this transmission. So thank you very much. And I just feel like my voice is getting so deep. Like, I don't know what's happening. It's like I keep trying to like end, and then like the energy just keeps going. Like I keep feeling like it's ending, and then it's just not. That could be a message for someone in itself. I just heard the word bonus and saw like someone wink. So that feels nice. Okay.